All-American Season 7 Episode 2 had its own twist in the episode that some may or may not have expected. So let's talk about some of the key moments from this episode. First off, we're going to talk about the pregnancy, and this involves another character, Olivia. She's there for her dad's dedication ceremony at Beverly and her sponsee. That last part will come into play later on. Jordan knew that Layla was getting sick, but she didn't tell him she thinks she might be pregnant, but she told Olivia. She was letting her know she was throwing up in the morning, eating nonstop, and going to the restroom a lot. So far, it seems like she's the one that's pregnant after what she said because her and Jordan ate the same food, but she's the only one that got sick. Layla's freaking out a little bit, but Olivia had to go meet with her sponsee, and when they met at the dedication ceremony, you know Layla was feeling some type of way. I mean, I get it. She wants to have someone to talk to, and she doesn't want to say anything to Jordan just yet. But on the other hand, Olivia got to meet with her sponsee and make sure that she is good. Speaking of that, she did bring her to the house later on. It was someone whose music they used to listen to. Olivia did apologize and let her know that she should have figured out a way to be there for her. Also, the reason that I brought up the sponsee was because after she came out the bathroom, she let them know that the company that made that pregnancy test had a recall. It was because a lot of them popped up with false positive results, which means she might not be pregnant, and she took some more tests from some different brands to be sure, and they came back negative. But there is one character that's pregnant, and some people did comment it might be her, and that's Olivia. She told Layla that she was having some similar symptoms that she was having. And you kind of get a hint of it throughout the episode. Remember when Layla said she kind of was eating more? Well, you kind of see Olivia eating more here and there. Then they had her call Spencer, even though we didn't get to hear his voice. I thought this may have happened since the Spencer this series is based on has kids with his wife. Also, I wondered if there was going to be some plot twist where it seemed like Layla was pregnant, but it was actually Olivia. Then you got to think, they're going to have Khalil move in, similar to how Billy had Spencer move in. Khalil isn't their kid, but in a way, it might give them practice on what it would be like to take care of someone else. So that's another reason why I thought Layla wasn't pregnant. Not saying she couldn't have been pregnant while Khalil was with them, but it was a good way to introduce Olivia being pregnant. Plus, it seems better than them doing a quick mention about it or a phone call. This is cool, but because she is a guest character, it's kind of sad we won't get to see how her and Spencer handle pregnancy. And if the original cast was on the show, it would have been nice to see their reaction as well. If I remember correctly, Spencer's supposed to appear in the show, so we may get to hear how he feels about the whole thing when he shows up. Which we all know he'd be happy to be a father. Speaking of fathers, Cassius and Kingston didn't have a good start for their first day. Cassius was looking at different awards Billy and the football team won, and he ran into the principal. The principal mentioned he didn't RSVP for him to go to the dedication to Billy, that some other coaches will be there and other supporters. Cassius let him know he know how it goes, he's going to be there to talk to the boosters. Here's where the problem started. The principal was like, he don't got to worry about them. It's a new football team and they lost a lot of seniors. And no one expects him to bring back a championship trophy just yet. All he got to do is make sure he does his best this season. That's all they asked for. And the look on his face was like, wait, what? Just taking a guess, maybe he took it as he thinks the principal doesn't see football as a priority, and also they should be trying to go for a championship trophy. I can understand that a little. He's there to work and give it his all being a coach, and the principal doesn't seem to have any type of care for the football team. Also, winning a championship first year as a coach would be nice, but he shouldn't put that much pressure on himself. It's practice time, and you could tell it's going to take a lot of work to get this football team together. They on their phones, they not catching the passes. Also, Kingston kind of went up to them acting like he was the leader already. He was telling them how things were done during practice where he's from, which didn't sit well with them. That's not a good first impression. It also didn't help that Cassius turned up and started yelling at them. He was letting them know this is his house, this is his town. On the football field, they find their limits, test them, and push past them. Right here, this is where the winners are born. They learn respect for the game, their fellow teammates, the staff, and for him. And if they don't like it, they can move out. I'm not gonna front, I thought someone was gonna walk away and he was gonna look confused and think he about to lose his job. He literally started things off in a rude way. They just met him and this is their first impression of him. He didn't even try to understand his players, so him and his son showed up seeming like they tried to take over, instead of trying to do their best the right way to be a part of the team. Things didn't stop there for Kingston. He met Tori, a new character we're introduced to. They were having a talk. She brought up that she could show him around, give him a lay of the land, who's who around there. And he let her know he already got it. Everyone there thinks they're an influencer, and she said since everyone there is a wannabe influencer, what is she? He started to notice the makeup, the ring light mirror. He said she's a beauty influencer. She didn't like that answer at all. She told him it must be nice to know everything, and we find out later on that's the opposite of what she is. Amina actually tells him she's like a top cheerleader, and people said it was an injury that got her to stop cheering. But whatever it was, she never came back from it. Y'all know what that means. He gotta go apologize. Which he did, and they had a talk. He told her he was focusing on trying to pick up where he left off back home instead of trying to fit in. That's when she revealed during one of the routines she had lost her footing and fell onto the floor. She suffered a concussion and 3 broken ribs. I know that had to be painful. She tried to work her way through it, but whenever she flips, it's like her mind and body get disconnected and she gets disoriented in the air. And there's no quick fix for it because it's all mental. She has to work her way through it. Tori also gave him some advice when he brought up the situation with his football teammates. She said before being their leader, he should try being their teammate. That's some good advice. He's new there, and here comes this person they don't know telling them what to do. He didn't work on trying to get to know them first. It was just they had to do stuff his way. Speaking of the football team, during that dedication ceremony, it didn't even seem like they mattered. They wasn't even a topic. They cared more about the national champion cheer squad. Them dudes was over there looking hurt and confused. They probably was thinking, do they not see them standing right there? They the football team champions from the past, not the current. And Cassius didn't seem happy either. He already irritated throughout half the episode. He was even serious when he talked to Jordan. I was like, bruh, calm down. I get it. He's upset with how the football team is being treated. Then he hears about this great coach, Billy Baker, but he doesn't have to take it out on those around him. All he got to do is just show them that they can be a great football team. Not gonna front, y'all know if this was back in the day, they would have been like, yo, Billy, what's going on with the football team? We gonna win a championship this year? Now it's like, nah, y'all good. Just do the best y'all can. As long as y'all don't waste any money, y'all good. Back to Cassius, when they had football practice again, he told them he was wrong. At first, he thought they didn't want to do good at football, but after the football team went unacknowledged and he seen the look on their faces, he knows now. He gave them a motivational speech and they all good now. At the end of the day, both of them seem to be learning from their mistakes. Kingston stopped trying to run things and actually tried to be a teammate. Cassius is working on becoming a better coach and not just stepping in yelling at them about how things are going to be. And also stop assuming that they didn't care about football all that much. Hopefully, as the show goes on, he doesn't let Billy's accomplishments or the principles start to get to him. I mean, he can't blame Billy, not that he is. He just accomplished some stuff while he was there. And for the principal, right now, he just doesn't care about football. Now, over at South Crenshaw High, there was some drama between Khalil and Yasi. Khalil decided to come back to school. He's talking to Amina, and here comes Yasi making jokes. And it didn't stop there. When they were in class, he made fun of him for possibly not knowing the answer to a question. That's because he had the class before. Amina tried to help him out, but that wasn't the right time. Khalil had enough and he threw a water bottle at him and they were going to fight until Preach broke it up. I don't know how Khalil acted around the other students, but Yasi should know he's not doing anything good either. Jordan ended up being the one who had to watch both of them because Preach, he had enough. He was done for the day. While Jordan had the both of them cleaning the weight room, he noticed that Khalil knows some stuff about football. Khalil said he used to play it back in the day and it was later mentioned by Preach that he quit because of his dad. He would show up bringing some of his gang member friends, doing too much, cussing people out and getting into fights. I will say that Yasi went too far this time, and if Preach would have heard that comment, he would have went off. I think Yasi could tell that Amina means something to Khalil and he was talking about how she was at his place with him and his friends. And Khalil ran up on him ready to deliver the beats, but Jordan broke it up. He playing too much because now he dragging somebody else into it, and Khalil at that point was done with school. So at the dedication ceremony, Preach told Jordan that Khalil just needs somebody to believe in him like how Billy had believed in him. That and the talk that he had with Layla led Jordan to have a talk with Khalil, and he asked him what kind of future does he want. And he told him he wants to be alive. He doesn't want to be a statistic before he turns 21. Jordan let him know he has something special and he wants to help him achieve things that he hasn't even considered were possibilities. That's when he asked him would he come play football for the team, and he agreed. This is not going to be an easy road for him, especially with Yasi being annoying and Coach Bobby most likely not agreeing with him being on the football team. But he will get through it with those around him looking out for him. Also, it's good he wants to do different things and not follow in his father's footsteps and just make his own decisions. He wants to build a better future, and there's nothing wrong with that. Overall, this was a solid episode. Kingston and Cassius are trying to find their way on the football team. Olivia's pregnant and Khalil realizes that he wants a better future, so he's going to work hard to do that. But I'm interested to hear y'all thoughts. Comment below. What did you all think about the episode?